As the first light of 2024 broke over Ishikawa, Japan, the earth beneath its quiet towns and bustling cities did not celebrate the new year. Instead, it trembled violently, unleashing a powerful 7.5 magnitude earthquake that echoed a chilling prophecy made over 4 centuries ago by the enigmatic seer Nostradamus. This seismic event, which tragically claimed 55 lives, was not just a natural occurrence but a stark reminder of the ancient astrologers' predictions, which continue to resonate through the ages with uncanny accuracy. Nostradamus, a name synonymous with foretelling the future, wrote in his seminal work, Les Prophéties, of a cataclysmic earthquake in 2024 off the coast of Japan, a prediction that would manifest in ways that are as terrifying as they are real. This is not the first time his words have reached across the veil of time to touch the present. History is littered with the echoes of his foresight. From the rise of Hitler to the death of Queen Elizabeth II, each event woven into the fabric of his quatrains with bewildering precision. Today, as we stand at the precipice of yet more predictions set to unfold, we must delve deeper than ever into the life and prophecies of Nostradamus. Who was this man who straddled the line between science and the occult so effectively that his words continue to haunt our modern world? What drives the truth of his predictions, and how do they hold up under the scrutiny of contemporary analysis? In the following exploration, we will journey through the turbulent seas of Nostradamus' prophecies, navigating the storied past of this mystic and the potential futures he envisioned. We'll examine the tapestry of his predictions that have already colored our past, confront the impending events he foresaw for our future, and wrestle with the profound implications of his visions. From geopolitical shifts and natural disasters to potential new world orders and beyond, we invite you to look beyond the veil of the mundane, to question, and perhaps to prepare. The quatrains of Nostradamus beckon with their enigmatic clues, challenging us to decode a future that seems increasingly bound to the whispers of a prophet who wrote with an ink of inevitability. Let us embark on this journey through time, guided by the cryptic verses of a man whose legacy defies the ages, inviting both skepticism and belief in a world ever on the brink of the next revelation. On the 1st of January, a 7.5 magnitude earthquake hit Ishikawa in Japan, and weirdly enough, Nostradamus predicted this exact event over 400 years ago. The predictions of Nostradamus are coming true, and there is a lot of new evidence to support it. But there is something shocking that's about to happen this year, so you might want to stick around right until the end of this video to find out exactly what is about to happen to the planet. On January 1st, 55 people died in the 7.5 magnitude earthquake that hit Japan. Many people around the world are relating this disaster to a prophecy of Nostradamus. This French astrologer has predicted the earthquake long before, and people are shocked to see that it happened just like he said. And before you dismiss this as just another prediction, let's take a look at the evidence. In his most famous book, Les Prophéties, published in 1555, he says, "In 2024, there will be a cataclysmic earthquake off the coast of Japan, prompting a tsunami that will devastate homes and kill hundreds of people." Now that's quite the prediction, but it is alarmingly accurate, and we can't help but take notice. There is a list of world-changing events predicted by him. It includes the death of Queen Elizabeth II and the rise of power of Hitler. Both these events, as you know, happened, and it's quite alarming to know that more such events are waiting to happen this year. So let's go a little deeper. Let's find out who Nostradamus is and what 2024 has in store for us. This French astrologer lived between the years 1503 and 1566. His full name was Michael de Nostradam, but he was popularly known as Nostradamus. His book, Les Prophéties, was published in 1555. It was a book full of predictions. There were 942 poetic quatrains. It predicted future events. He was very much concerned whether his astrological prediction would be attacked by the church. The prophecies were not written in one language. It was a mix of Greek, Italian, Provençal, and Latin. The words were mixed in these languages, and it was used to form a sentence. Only those who knew these languages would be able to read and understand the real meaning of the predictions, and it's not easy. Various world events were predicted by him, and many people strongly believe that he can predict the future through these prophecies. It's very important to understand the real meaning of it. Death of notable people was predicted by him, and many references to both natural and man-made disasters are in his prophecies. Let's take a look at a list of his predictions that came true so far. And that's where it gets shocking. The Great Fire of London was one of his predictions. The blood of the just will be lacking in London, burnt up in the fire of 66. The ancient lady will topple from her high place. Many of the same sect will be killed. The Great Fire of London took place on 2nd September 1966. It started as a very small fire. Later on, the entire city was engulfed in the fire, which ignited in Thomas Farina's bakery located on Pudding Lane. But that's not even the craziest prediction. Another such prediction was Hitler's terrain in Europe. From the depths of the west of Europe, a young child will be born of poor people. He who by his tongue will seduce a great troop, his fame will increase towards the realm of the east. Beasts ferocious with hunger will cross the rivers, the greater part of the battlefield will be against Hister. Into a cage of iron will the great one be drawn, when the child of Germany observes nothing. Hitler used his oratory skills to lead the Nazi party. The name Hister is not a typo. Instead, it has a special meaning. It means Danube River, where the real Hitler was born. Can you see the similarity? Do you believe that what we experience in the past and what awaits us in the future is already predicted by Nostradamus? And just when he thought it couldn't get any more terrifying, Nostradamus then predicted what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The heavenly dart will stretch its course. Death in the speaking, a great achievement. The proud nation brought low by the stone in the tree, rumors of a monstrous human. Bring purge, then expiration. The United States dropped 2 atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It was the end of World War II, but no one expected such a disastrous move, and that too to this extent. People suffered painful radiation, and the effect is still not fully washed out from there. But let's take a pause for a moment because we are about to get into what's going to happen this year, so you might want to sit back and pay close attention now. As we look into the future, we can see that this year is not like any other year. Many predictions of Nostradamus will come true this year, and we have to be prepared for it. Here's the first one. The dry earth will grow more parched, and there will be great floods when it is seen. 2024 will be a year filled with calamities. We wouldn't have time to recover from these calamities. One after another, they will keep coming back to back. Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions would leave us with no access to water. Dehydration would hit us, and this would cause societal changes. Famine and drought will be the byproduct of these disasters. People will struggle to have food and water. This is where it gets even more shocking than that. No abbots, monks, no novices to learn. Honey shall cost far more than candle wax. So high the price of wheat that man is stern, his fellow man to eat in his despair. There will be a significant decline in the finance of the prosperous countries. Social unrest will tear apart the country. People will resort to farming and migrate to other regions with more water. It's better to be prepared than to cry at that time. Conflicts will arise between states as they fight over water. And that is not even the end of it. This is where it gets interesting. Another prediction of his was the deteriorating health of Putin. This year, the health of Vladimir Putin will be under threat. This Russian leader will suffer health issues, and it will be a turbulent year for him. The prediction also mentions a diabolical successor born under the same Chinese zodiac sign. Someone close to Putin would exploit this situation. He will try to seize power from the hands of Putin. Both nationally and internationally, it will be affected. The person who will do such an act will be a close confidant of Putin. The change in leadership will lead to a destabilizing environment. But here's where things start to take a turn. The cryptic vision of Nostradamus for 2024 is the change in world economy. He says, as wealth and power begin to sway, doubt in leaders' currencies are stray. In search of answers, a changing trend, new horizons beckon around the bend. But which nation will reshape the global landscape in 2024? Nostradamus predicts that India will be the country that will play a crucial role in reshaping global geopolitical and financial landscape. The world stage will go through significant changes, and it will impact our future. The year 2024 is also referred to as Dragon Year 2024. This year will be prosperous in courage, trust, and wealth. There will be a decentralized digital realm. New opportunities await there. But that's not all. Things are about to get really interesting now. The most interesting prediction of Nostradamus is the existence of extraterrestrial civilization. Our planet's trajectory is closely monitored by these creatures, and we will make contact with them. A fragile peace will be established by the end of 2024. Do you think the extraterrestrial creatures would help us? Nostradamus predicted that a global telepathic connection would be established. Human beings will be able to connect better through their minds. They do not have to verbally communicate their needs and emotions. They'll be able to work together easily. There will be less fights and more care. People will come together to unite and love each other. Let's step back for a minute to look at two more important quotes. Nostradamus predicted that there will be a naval year in 2024. He says, "Red adversaries will become pale with fear, putting the great ocean in dread." Many people think this verse is referring to an attack on Taiwan by China. The flag of China is red. He also predicted that the King of Isles would not remain in power for too long. He then goes on to say, "A new king shall be anointed, who for a long time will appease the earth." The King of the Isles could be King Charles III. He will face personal attacks due to his relationship with Camilla. People still remember Princess Diana, and they think it was Camilla who took Charles from her. It was Nostradamus who predicted the death of the Queen of England way before. The current religious head of the Catholics is Pope Francis. He might be replaced. Someone else will take his place. But this is where things get really shocking. Nostradamus then says, "Through the death of a very old pontiff, a Roman of good age will be elected. Of him it will be said that he weakens his see, but long will he sit in biting activity." A younger pope would take the position, and there could be a potential reduction in power. We might enter into a period of decline of the Catholic Church's power. Doesn't this remind you of another prophecy? St. Malachi's prophecy of the last pope, perhaps? Nostradamus was an expert in astronomy and medicine. He spoke several languages, such as Latin and Greek, fluently. He was very fond of astrology, and he studied in depth about the subject. The successful physician made all these predictions. Many people strongly believe that all this would come true. Only time will tell the truth, though. It's high time that we should start preparing. He faced criticism due to all the predictions he made, but that didn't stop him. He believed in himself and went forward with what he thought was right. It was in 1566 that he bid goodbye to this world. A legacy of cryptic verses is before us to look into and decode the mystery of life. Nostradamus left us with all the clues to the future. There are many challenges one might face when trying to interpret the writing of Nostradamus. People like Nostradamus will be born 1 in a million. They receive the power of reduction and can see the future. A majority of people believe in him, while there exists a group of people who refuse to believe neither the predictions nor him. They think that the verses contain nothing but something from his imagination. The question before you is whether you truly believe in these predictions. Do you think there is a chance for all this to happen this year? It's uncertain, and only time will tell the truth. What we could do is find the events that took place in the earlier times and the similarity of those events to his predictions. This will make people understand that what Nostradamus predicted came true to the date. But there's two more predictions that we cannot decipher, and we think they have great importance. So let's take a look. The young lion will overcome the older one. On the field of combat in a single battle, he will pierce his eyes through a golden cage. 2 wounds made one. Then he died a cruel death. From the enslaved populace songs, chants, and demands, while princes and lords are held captive in prisons, these will in the future by headless idiots be received as divine prayers. In the shadow of daunting prophecies like those of Nostradamus, where predictions of calamity stir deep anxieties within us, it is vital to remember the profound and enduring promise offered by faith in God. Such times of apparent darkness challenge us not only to confront our fears, but also to deepen our understanding of divine guidance and providence. The Bible repeatedly assures us that God is our steadfast protector and guide, a beacon of hope in the most tumultuous storms. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This passage and countless others invite us to see beyond the immediate forebodings and trust in the higher benevolent purpose that God has for each of us. It is an invitation to embrace the certainty that no matter how tumultuous the present may appear, there is a path of peace and righteousness laid out for those who believe. Each moment of adversity becomes a testament to the resilience and renewal that faith in God can bring. It's a call to each of us to not only endure, but to thrive by the virtues of compassion, love, and unwavering faith. As we ponder the predictions of Nostradamus and gaze into the unknown future, let us anchor ourselves in the timeless assurances of God's Word. Let this be a time where we not just passively await fate, but actively seek to embody the divine attributes of grace, mercy, and hope. In doing so, we transform not only our own lives, but also influence those around us in profound ways, fostering a community resilient in faith and rich in understanding. In the end, the greatest truth we might learn from facing the uncertain is that, through God's guidance, every ending can be steered to a conclusion that reaffirms life, uplifts spirit, and glorifies the eternal.